Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have filmed my brow tutorial for you guys. I haven't ever filmed a brow tutorial, which is just crazy to me, but I wanted to show you how I can go from literally barely there brows for me to a nice structured, soft, full looking brow that frames my face perfectly. Brows are major. They really just help define and frame the face. So if you want to see how I fill in my brows, then just keep on watching. It's pretty intense how brows really frame and, you know, change your face. I obviously have brow hair, but it is naturally a little bit lighter just because I am a natural blonde. I like to actually start with a brow gel, a little bit of a tinted one. This is the Benefit 3D BrowTones in number 2. So it's a little bit on the lighter side, which is fine because it's really just to like put my brow hairs in place. I'm just gonna brush upwards in the front. That's always the biggest key, is to brush upwards here. And this just deposits the smallest amount of color, but it really is to like give a highlight to your brow. So I'm really just using it as a base to kind of map out what I want my brow shape to look like. At the mid part of your brow, I'm starting to go a little bit more outward rather than upwards. And then at the outer corner, more on a slant down. So it's going up, out, down. That's if you want like a normal arch. As you can see, it gives a little bit more lift to this side compared to this side. I naturally have straighter brows, which I can dig as well. It's a different look. It gives a little bit more of a doe-eyed appearance, but if you want like a lifted, high looking face brow, brows can really manipulate the look. That's what I'm trying to say here. So I want to look a little bit more awake, so I want this to be a little bit more lifted. So that's just kind of the shape I want to go for. And as you can see here, naturally my brows would go downwards. As we all know, brows are sisters, not twins. Mine are a true testament to that. This one just gets a little funky from the arch outwards, where this one's definitely like my pride and joy. Don't we always have a favorite, right? So it's just kind of a manipulation game when it comes to brows, to try and make them look symmetrical, but like also don't go ham over it, because probabilities of them looking perfectly identical, the chances are low, let's just say. Now there are multiple ways, formulas, different types of products to fill in your brows. If you want to use a powder, it's something that's a little bit softer. If you already have full brow but maybe sparse areas, you can just pop in a little bit of powder. I do suggest a brow gel on top just to lock it in, because powder, if you have oily skin, can melt throughout the day and it can come off, especially if you're a face toucher around your eyebrows. You can use a pencil, waterproof pencil, something like that. That gives a little bit more precision if you want a little bit more of a sharper, defined brow. Really great if you don't have a lot of brow hairs, hence the product we're going to use. You can use a dip brow. That's really more of like an intense, I guess, Instagram brow, but there are ways to use it a little bit more, you know, naturally, but I haven't used one of those in years. I know some people swear by them, but it's just not my look. The product I'm going to be using today is actually from Urban Decay. It's a 2-in-1. The reason I really wanted to do that brow gel in the beginning was because it has a spoolie and I can shape my brows, because this product does not come with a brush, but that's okay because it's a 2-in-1 product. It's the Urban Decay Brow Blade, and I have the shade Cool Cookie. This has a waterproof pencil, so it's a nice fine tip waterproof pencil, really easy to, you know, use and create a little bit of a structured brow, if you will. And then the other side is an ink stain, and oh my goodness, it looks like you have microblading done. It takes a little bit of time to get used to because it is like a different type of formula that's not super popular yet, but it creates such a realistic looking brow. Like if you really don't want to look like you have product in your brows, that ink stain is bomb.com. So I'm actually going to start with the pencil side first. The little formula I learned when I worked for Anastasia Beverly Hills, she taught us the middle of your nose, so end of my nose, tip of my nose, the middle up is where your brow should begin. From the center of your eye to the tip of your nose is where your arch should be. So mine's a little centered, so I need to bring it out a little bit. And then the corner of your brow should be the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye, and that's where it should end. So I can extend mine a little bit just to go with my eye shape. That's her like golden arch rule. I'm gonna bring that out just ever so slightly and just lightly flick this product through. I don't have a very heavy hand whatsoever on it. need to fill in this arch a little bit more. I don't like a structured looking brow, I just like a perfected looking brow, if that makes sense. Going very lightly, just in the way my brow hairs are, elongating that arch. So instead of going upwards in the middle, I kind of rounded it because I just think it looks a little bit softer on my face shape in particular. I'm gonna just smooth out the inside over here. She also said don't go top heavy with your product because as much as you think that will lift your brow, it will bring a heaviness to your brow and start to lower it. So keep a lot of your product underneath and upwards, and that naturally starts to lift your brow. That's just a little top tip. That's it for my pencil side. Super easy, as you can tell. Nothing intense. It just looks a lot more perfected than this side. The front part of our brow, I'm gonna flip this little guy over and use the ink stain. So I'm gonna tell you what I like to do with this. I like to start at the bottom base part of my brow and just flick upwards and only go in the areas that I have sparse spaces in my brow. I don't want to overdo it because then it can just look a little bit crowded and start to look a little bit overwhelming. So less is more with this, guys. See what I mean when it looks super natural? It's nothing intense. It just fills it out ever so slightly. That's the difference between this eyebrow and this eyebrow. Subtle, but oh my gosh, whenever I move myself back, you can just see the structure it gives to my face. So the difference here with and without. It makes a difference, guys. Brows frame your face. Now to finish this brow off, yes, there's one more product. I have this little guy. It's the Gimme Brow in number 3, which is more my brow shade that I want, so more of a medium brown. And it's basically like a fiber brow filler. It has little fibers in it to create a fuller effect. You can also use this if you naturally have a fuller brow and you just want a fluffier effect, nothing like filling it in. Deposits the tiniest bit of color, but it's mostly depositing tiny little fibers that attach to your brow hairs to fill it out. It can't be a good brow. So I'm gonna do exactly what I did on this side over on this side. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Just kind of the go-to brow that I've kind of always done. I would vary it depending on the eye look I'm doing, but these are amazing products. Benefit has such good brow products, but that Urban Decay pencil has been my go-to for like 3 months and I am obsessed. Definitely try out that ink stain in the inner corner. It just makes it look softer because it can be very easy to box out your front brows or overfill them in, so it just makes it look a little bit more natural. Just wanted to do a quick little tutorial on it because I know some of you guys always ask what I do to my brows, so hopefully I can just refer you to this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll chat to you guys soon. Bye.